And it looks like we are live. Welcome everybody to Sram Ascended Series race number 6. Sorry about the technical difficulties getting live right off the bat. It's going to be myself, Nathan Guerra, solo here for race number 6. But the women have started out onto course. Let's jump right into the action here. The men are just jumping out on course as well. It does look like it is going to be some of the series leaders here at this point heading over the top for the women's race, it looks like. We'll be watching chats as well, so make sure to let us know you are tuning in over on Facebook as well as Twitch, Mixer, and YouTube that we are all live at this moment here. But looking at the current standings here, it looks like Katie Banerjee is hammering away in 4th place right now, also sitting in 3rd place overall here. A couple of these KOM financial riders here. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them all sitting within the top 4 in the series currently. I believe are also going to be battling it out right now for at least the top 2 spots in this race here. We are seeing it looks like Kay Hurst here coming from Vision now making her way to the front end of this race as well. So it does look like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 10 women that have made this front group. Samara Shepard here though off the front with Williams. A late joiner, I believe, to the racing scene with the Sram Ascended Series, sitting on 19th place overall and 2 races to her name in the Sram Ascended Series. But good to see her hammering away toward the front, off the front with Samara Shepard at this point. So be watching for these two to maybe break away and hold on to this, as it's 13 seconds already over the top of Butcher as well as Hodges. So good to see the solid effort here coming from them. The men have jumped out on course as well. Let's go ahead and jump in with their current situation as they're climbing their first climb up and over the top of Hilly Watopia here. Let's move on forward as we are back in 136, now 130th place. So I think it's 235 riders that have jumped into the race here for the men's side of things. Saw lots and lots of the Australian flags, but also we are seeing some of the Europeans waking up. Indoor specialists have shown up today, as they have been, as well as the dirt team. But we have Cam Ivory jumping out here for GPM. Race Cam actually just a couple of days ago out on the Innsbruck course. Good to see him, mountain biker, out on course here, as I've raced against Cam actually a couple times in real life here in Wisco as he was chasing UCI points over on stateside. So good to see Cam riding for GPM. He said he might stop on out and stuck to his words. So we'll see if he can get a solid result out here. He's currently sitting in 59th place though. Going to have to close some gaps. Maybe a little bit of the experience of how fast his starts actually are in Zwift, holding them back a little bit. Now, this course comes at you fast and furious right from the get-go. I mean, it is a crazy Zwift start right off the bat. The usual 8-9 watts per kilogram, then settles down momentarily, but immediately you are right on in to the forward KOM. And as you can see here, if we do look at the current situation for the KOM, they did a 132. That's going to be Halt Smash from AHDR. It looks like Marshall for SAP there, I believe it is, 132.3. Matt Gardner there, 132. So a little bit of a group of 3, I think, got off the front a little bit. Here's the front group. Ollie Jones here for Turbo, hanging tough at the back now at this point. Kirchner's in there as well. Be watching out for him with a solid sprint, I believe, out there. Matt Brandt here with rider right on his wheel. Zawalski there, also one of the favorites, I think, out there. Zawalski for Vision. But Cam Roberts, has he shown up on the today for GPM, as he has dominated the series so far. And the leading NRS rider currently out on course. Alex West taking the win out on London last week, and we are seeing West and Jones here both making this lead group. Be watching out for West, maybe for a repeat. Jones, I think, not with the results he's been looking for, so also be watching out for him as he's extremely experienced on this sprint specifically. It's got a little bit of a knack to it to be able to take down the timing on the sprint for this course. It's a little bit of a downhill into a flat that definitely rewards somebody knowing exactly when to go. But back into the women's race here as they are just heading on over toward the sprint section. Butcher here looks like with Shepard. They made the catch. They kept calm, it looks like here, and Samara, without a large climb out there today, maybe going to struggle a little bit in order to try and get one of those breakaway situations. But she already got, she did get 13 seconds right alongside, as it looked like, I believe it was Williams was off the front with her momentarily. And, with the ability and the confidence that gives you to break away the first time up over the top, we may see another attack just like that that's going to completely splinter the group, as that's only the first of 4 climbs out on course here that they will do over the top of the Hilly Watopia forward KOM here. We're going to be heading by Scotty the Squirrel here, Fountain. And we're going to take a left-hand turn and be on over toward the volcano now. Now into the sprint section here, as you can see. Shepard here ramping it up a little bit to 5.9 watts per kilogram. We are seeing, it looks like a little bit of responses here, as we do have Hodges there. Banerjee is starting to go as well. We do have some images here coming in from, it looks like, the live event, but it's a little bit... they are using a phone, actually, at this point to bring in these images. We'll see if we can bring in, it looks like, a couple of these images into the broadcast here. If we do get it steady here, but it looks like 1, 2, 3, maybe like 6 or 7 riders here in the live event there. But it is from a phone, as you guys can see. It looks like it's really loud, so we're not going to be turning on the audio currently, but looking like they're absolutely hammering. It looks like quite the party, actually, for the setup there, for the grand finale of the Sram Send It series out here on Zwift here. I'm seeing Helen Kennedy jumping on here, James Stevens as well saying hi, Tom and Helen, as well saying go to Katie Banerjee. So Banerjee there having a little bit of cheering squad, it looks like, out on course. Good to see 100% the encouragements of the riders out there today. Smart Shepherd now along with Butcher, though, making their way to the front. It looks like it is going to be Banerjee. Is also sitting on the wheel, playing it very smart at 5.0 watts per kilogram currently. Wexford and Wilson there also trying to get on terms. It is a large group here on the front that I don't think is going to be getting any kind of breakup anytime soon. I think it's going to be the next time we do see any serious attacks able to do anything. It's going to be up and over the top of the climb for the second time within this women's race. Already the men, though, heading into this section of the course. The other section of the course, that'd be watching out for maybe some of these attacks as they do head into the SEs. A series of undulating climbs you'll be able to see in the upper right-hand corner of the course profile there. And this is the only other section on course that they really have an opportunity to get any uphill gradients now. But it doesn't look like it is going to be 36 riders now that have made this front group. A little bit of a chase here coming from a solid contingency of riders that have not made this lead group. It is going to be Pater here coming out of the Netherlands there. Sanderson as well. Ginger Citizen for the KS Racing team now. Very experienced rider there making his way to the front. 6.0 watts per kilogram. It is only 30 seconds. This can be brought back. Do they have, it looks like, Whitfield in and amongst this group here? Did I see Feetnby perhaps in there as well? I do know that they do have Camp Ivory in and amongst this. So there's some firepower here, and if that front group sleeps at all, we could see some attacks that do bring this back. Kim Little's in here as well. We are seeing Johnson, it looks like, from Team AHDR. M. Rich from ZWC, as you can see here. Keep on moving our way toward the front there. Holden Camus, the current U.S. national champion, now in and amongst this group. So serious firepower, though, trying to stay away. Dan Fleeman, ex-professional UCI rider there, it looks like, in there riding for Dig Deep Coaching as well. I think he's also jumping onto the Cryogen team, if I'm not incorrect here. But Dig Deep Coaching now showing up on the day. Feetnby is actually in this front group, not in the chase group, it looks like here. So he's made his way to the front and trying to push the pace a little bit. 177 beats per minute here coming from Feetnby for Oliver's Real Food Racing now. Johnson here for Team HDR also making his way to the front alongside Feetnby. Let's take a look at the kids here as we do see Alfonso here, as well as toward the front is going to be Santi Montini. They feel for the DBR, it looks like, now making his way to the front. Let's see if we can get some eyes on some of these jerseys, though. We do see the Vision kits there in the black and blue making their way to the front. Zawatsky now riding for Vision at the front end. Cam Roberts now sticking his nose in the wind as we're seeing him for the first time. I think he is wearing the black and blue of Vision as well. So back in with the women's race. Would you see them heading on toward their second lap? If they do head underneath the lap finish banner, they'll be collecting some power-ups now at this point. or using power-ups as well. If you do see some of the women here out here using some power-ups in some odd situations that don't look like any kind of attacks, maybe because they did not want that current one. You do collect power-ups in the game. The every time you do go underneath a lap finish banner, a KOM banner, or a sprint banner. So 3 opportunities out on this course here. Now we are seeing a feather power-up, interesting enough here, coming from, I believe it is Hodges. So not sure what the use of that feather power-up was there. Is there maybe just struggling to hang on, but definitely would have been perhaps better used with the impending climb that is going to be extremely difficult, as they are about to take this right-hand turn underneath the bridge and then do a little bit of a 180 and head right on up the KOM, toward the KOM banner there. Will be about a minute 50, I'm guessing, of everything they've got out on course here today. Back in, it looks like, I guess to double check the location here for, I did see Tim Sturl from the AHDR posting about the current situation for the live event. I'll see if I can get some more information for everybody exactly on what is happening with location and what exactly riders are on site. Was not fed any information prior to the broadcast here, but if I do get anything more, if somebody is on site and is watching the live broadcast and wants to put a little bit of chat in the broadcast with ZCL or Zwift Live, go ahead and let us know, and we'll make sure to read out and respond. If you do have any questions as well, without Pat hanging out here with me locally, well, not locally, but not without him hanging out here with me in the broadcast currently, definitely have a little bit more space, answer questions, and interact with the chat. Luxford now making their way to the front, though, but it's going to be Shepard here, maybe looking for another breakaway situation. It was Hare and Williams that got off the front, but it's going to be Jarheed here now for Vixen now, starting to turn the pace up a little bit. Bree Wilson there, 5.3 watts per kilogram as well from the KOM. One down, Bolton is saying here, so it looks like maybe a little bit of tactics here being used. Off the back a little bit is going to be Hodges. Williams now trying to hang on. She went with Shepard the first lap. Looks like a little bit calmer this time around. Going through the exact same section of the course, though, currently is going to be the men's race. Let's jump in with them very quickly here, as we do see there's going to be Feetenby here trying to hang on to the pace there here, being set by Vine. Now Vine absolutely demolishing this climb here. Larson there from the indoor specialist now trying to follow it up. It looks like the orange kid is going to be able to do so, as we do see Alfonso as well getting on terms with it. Matt Gardner now looking for that 132-ish type time. Will they beat out their first time up on the top here? It looks like Nero Bianchi here now able to get away, though. Has a 1 second gap here. Larson trying to go with it. Gardner now coming over the top here. 7.8 watts per kilogram. It's going to be about the continuance, as it always is on the Hilly Watopia forward, because it flattens right on out and goes right on into a downhill. Gardner, second over the top, 186 beats per minute. Larson, 4.2. B. Hill now, 183 beats per minute. Johnson from the Team HDR now trying to hang on, it looks like, as they are looking to close this down. There's a little bit of a gap, but all of the wheels are held, it looks like, all the way back to at least 20th. Matt Brandt from Indoor Specialist here now closing down those gaps that were opening up. WS coming out of Japan. Holden Camus here now hanging on, but by a thread in that National Championships kit of the US of A. Amazing how early these boys in the US are getting up on stateside to be a part of the SRAM Send It series here right now. So this is the current situation at the front. It does look like they are going to catch the leader. A little bit of a counterattack, though, here coming, it looks like, from Fleeman. Maybe somebody else off the front here a little bit. Camus, though, looks like struggling perhaps on the back of this group, or perhaps calming it right on down, as he definitely knows how to sprint in these situations. This is exactly how he was able to take out that national championship. Lyons now off the back for Cryogen here, trying to cry his way back to a wheel, but it looks like it may not be happening. And with 6 seconds of 4.8 watts per kilogram, but the kind of pace that's being set at the front here with 34 riders in this A group, it's going to be a difficult day for the chase here. But back in with the women at the front, Williams, it looks like, sitting in 9th place. Has there been another breakaway is what the question is going to be. Was there an attack? It does not look like it, as it's first place currently coming from Hodges now. Heather here for Specialized Women's Racing. Shepard there sitting in and making sure not too much effort wasted with that verified badge there. 3.5 watts per kilogram. Williams at the back. It looks like Jarheed here for Vixen here, keeping it calm. Now again, the current series standings, it's going to really be all about the race, I think, for the podium at this point. Bree Wilson, I believe, has locked things up at the front end. She's still, though, showing up on the day, riding for KOM here. She's got 704 points. That's your best out of 5. Karen Heather, I believe, perhaps not anything outside the top 10. She's also got 5 races. Katie Banerjee sitting out there with 5 races. The only one in amongst the top 6 is going to be Jarheed and Shepard, both of them with the ability to jump right on into these top spots, actually, and grab a podium here from Specialized Women's Racing, as well as from Katie Banerjee for KOM Financial there. Because Taryn Heather has 672 points currently. Katie Banerjee was 624. Samara Shepard sitting in 6th place, and Marlene Jarheed there sitting in 7th. So Taryn Heather in 2nd, Katie Banerjee in 3rd. Both of them in the 600s, but with 5 races. Samara Shepard there with 4 races, as well as Marlene and Kim Hurst at 500 points there. So there is an opportunity here. That 3rd place is kind of up for grabs with Kim Hurst, Samara Shepard, Marlene Jarheed here, right for Vixen Fox. The Vision Riders alongside of Vixen Fox, they've got an opportunity to grab a couple of podium spots here. They will not be able to grab that spot from Bree Wilson, but definitely 2nd and 3rd on the day are up for grabs here. So I think that's what they're going to be looking to do with their best of 5 being today. Going to be working together. Hurst is still in here. Jarheed's in here as well. Obviously, Vixen, as we're looking at her at 177 beats per minute. And obviously, Samara Shepard's still in here as well. Those 3 riders looking to take down KOM, looking to take down Specialized Women's Racing here and grab a couple of those podium spots away from them. Again, Bree Wilson showing up on the day. Doesn't need to, but is going to grab a couple extra points as best as she possibly can. Look to maybe support her teammates, though, as well. That might have something to do with the way that they are riding. So back in with the men's race here. Let's take a look at how things are playing out as they head on over toward the sprint banner. They are on to their 2nd lap at 18 minutes in. Kirchmer here, the sprinter. Watch out for him with a solid 500 meter to go sprint. He kind of likes to widen it up a little bit more of a Cipollini type sprint that he does have, rather than just the kick right to the line. We'll see if it works out for him here today. Larson here in the orange kit for the indoor specialist. You can see playing it smart, moving his way back now. 153, 154. Pace is calmed right on down. Nobody really too interested here at this point to take on any kind of a breakaway or any kind of pressure, as they're going to be waiting at this point for the SEs. Those undulations, the other spot on course. It's essentially what it's going to be. It's going to be a kick over the top of the KOM, a little bit of a lull, maybe some counterattacks after any breaks are caught. And a lot of times it will lull, it will calm down, a little bit of holding hands until they do hit that section of course where they can really kick and try and get away. We are seeing the KOM jersey there on one of the riders. Good to see Hulk Smash here from AHDR hanging out in the kit, as it is rewarded for those who are unfamiliar with how the jerseys work. The fastest time on these sections will be rewarded to you for 1 hour after you do get them. If you're in an event and they are turned on, they also reward them to you as well. So the sprint jersey will be with Emma Anthony, it looks like here, but Hulk Smashed with the fastest time over the top of the KOM. Now holding on to that with a 132, still coming from the first lap up over the top. As they head into the S's, though, I think some of these riders are going to start looking to set up for an attack, as we should see some orange numbers here popping over the top. Ball making his way to the front here. It looks like Fairley as well. Jake Hill. And it's going to be Kirchmer. Now here comes the orange numbers. Devlin makes his way to the front. 8 watts per kilogram. Hulk Smash here looking to follow it up here now. Kirchmer as well. Now we do have Johnson with 7.4 watts per kilogram hammered away. Will there be a split is going to be the question here, because they've put plenty of attacks in so far, but still 34 riders heading into this first climb on the Essies. It's going to be about that halfway point. The elastic sometimes does snap on through here if somebody lets a gap go. Because the speeds are incredibly high, just like in real life. As you do go through these kinds of undulations, anybody has some continuance over the top of those kicks, and they pull some speed. As you are seeing Ball here now with a gap, 5.1. Now, if the chases start happening, people start kicking away and trying to chase that down. That's when you start seeing that elastic start to snap. And it's the rolling hills here that people are able to keep speed through them. It's going to catch somebody off guard who's looking for a little bit of rest now behind. But Larson here looking strong. Indoor specialist looking like they're doing just fine here at this point. So I'd be watching out for them, trying to support their national champion, as well as Matt Gardner. Gardner's got a solid sprint. I'll be watching out for him too, maybe for as one of the favorites out there. Maybe be able to take the win here away from land down under. But it was last week West perhaps going to be looking to try and take this down again. Where is Alex West? That's going to be the question. Has he been able to make this lead group? I do see Jones as well as Featonby in there still, but Matt Brandt here for the indoor specialist. Lots of orange, as you can see, still in and amongst this pack. So they've got plenty of firepower to chase things down. Now we are seeing West here from the Canyon ZCC team. As you can see here, riding for them in game. Your semi-professional, professional-ish team, I believe, out on Zwift. And then it's going to be on the front. Cam Roberts, it looks like, still holding solid. Back in with the women now, as they are just heading through the SEs for their attacks. There has been a couple of attacks, actually, and it's going to be Hodges. Next one to bite the dust off the back here. Harris is hanging strong here, it looks like, for Specialized Women Racing. But Shepard now sitting in a little bit, maybe waiting for lap number 3 as they do head on into it. Jar here now making her way to the front. Now, again, the story here is Bree Wilson has all but one. I don't even think she has to finish today. She's got the best 5 with over, I think with over 700 points, I believe it is. Let me just double check the points here real quickly. But with the amount of points that she does have on the series here, and Bree Wilson with 704 points, not catchable at this point, I believe, unless for some odd reason Chevron Aerosmith or Kirsty McCallum are able to close that down and have some pretty bad results out there, as it is your best 5 of 6. But again, the story here is going to be KOM and SWR, Specialized Women's Racing, looking to try and keep Samara Kim Hurst as well as Marlene Jarhead as far down in the rankings as possible. I have a feeling that the goal here and the team tactic that most likely is going to be played out is going to be just following Samara and Hurst as well as Jarhead to look and try and take any top spots from them as they possibly can. We'll see if that ends up working out, though, in their favor. So taking a look here at the chat. Good to see people stopping in early morning, especially for some of you over here in the US of A. Good to see Wendy Mae Abbott as well as Paul and Nicola Cramner with an early morning, very early morning. I believe that's almost a 3:30 a.m. go here today for Nicola. So thanks for tuning in. So looking over here for the men's race, they're about to head into their third time over the top of the hilly climb. It is going to be toward the front here. 25th place currently for Alex Wesley. Starts to kick in 5.5 watts. Giving it a little bit of a ride on for his efforts here. Here come the feather power-ups. Now it's going to be aero power-ups as well. Very early on the power-ups here. Usually fades a little bit unless you can get that distance from them. Usually you do want to use them on the attack in order to distance yourself. Looks like these riders are just trying to hang on as best they possibly can. And it's going to be West now, winner from last week, 8.5 watts per kilogram, 618 watts. Now, Johnson here looking to follow that up from AHDR. Now it's going to be Vine Nero Bianchi now taking up second place there. Kim Little here, 7.2 watts per kilogram, still has plenty of power, looks like, to hang on to the wheel here of your current King of the Mountain holder. That is going to be Hulk Smash from HDR now. But with that gap here, will West be able to go anywhere with it? Was it too much, though, coming from Alex West? 5.9 watts per kilogram. We do not have a hurry monitor to check here, but it's going to be the counter here coming from Cam Roberts, series leader for the NRS Riders National Race Series. But no, Kay Ward now coming on through. Kyle Ward, 183 beats per minute. He's been very quiet up until this point. Larson here looking to follow that up. Immediately jumps on the wheel of Ward as he looks to jump ahead, get a gap, and have continuance, I think, over the top here. Ward playing it very smart. There's the arrow power, perfectly timed arrow power up as it flattens out, gaining as much speed as he possibly can, up into 22 miles per hour, 184 beats per minute. Now being followed up very closely by Gardner here is on top of that. Hulk smash from AHGR, looking to have the fastest time over the KOM. And no, Kyle Ward with 133.5. So Smash still holding on to that at that 132. Unable to get the gap he was looking for. I thought the well-timed arrow power would be able to do it, but it is causing some mayhem, though, behind this main pack as the chase is on here. Will they have any counterattack to keep that speed as high as possible is going to be the question as they come over the top of that climb. Third time over the top, 1.5 laps to go here at this point. And it has whittled down a little bit. Maybe not quite as much as they were looking for as we do Miller as well as Little on the back here. 8 seconds back. It looks like next one to bite the dust is going to be Jay Ja here coming out of Norway. Coles as well from Indoor Specialist. Give him a ride on for his efforts there, but unable to hang on. Savage as well was trying to hang on to an absolute savage effort as he got lapped, it looks like, actually, as he was a lap rider here. But Team Poland here for Jasinski here. Ollie Jones very quiet up until this point. I think Jones also another one who's sitting in and waiting for that sprint at the end. He knows it very well here. Back in with the women's, though, as we do see it is going to be Williams looking to go on the attack here. 5.4 watts per kilogram coming from the KOM rider. Now, this is interesting. Think about this. What we were talking about with the top 5 situation for the women's side of things. Williams from KOM perhaps looking to grab as many points away from the likes of Shepard and Hurst. That might be the plan here because Williams is not actually in the race for a podium spot, but she can grab some points away from Shepard as well as Hurst and Jar here to get them away from the podium, though. So perhaps that's what's going on here. Now, we do see Hurst has been dropped off. There's a group here now at this point as they came over the sharp end of that climb, the first tier of the 2-tier on that forward KOM. They were able to grab, looked like a solid 10 seconds here, and Williams is the one pressing the pace. I think she sees that she's put the pressure on to Hurst as well as Banerjee there, and this is a serious situation. Luxford, Bree Wilson here going along with it. Jarheed here as well, but she was brought along with her 2 of the racers that are looking to grab points within the top 5 kind of a situation, and these racers are actually gaining a little bit of advantage here from Williams. They were able to bring Bree alongside with it, but Bree not under threat from what I can see, as it's only 160 points up for grabs here, and those 2 riders are outside of that. So Bree still showing that she's here to race just on the day, and definitely just racing for the pride of it on the day here. She's already brought home the W for the overall series here, but she's definitely looking to do the best she possibly can to grab some points away from it looks like Samara and Jarheed at this point. These 2 doing a very good job. Take a look at the Vixen rider here, 4.2 watts per kilogram, doing an amazing job covering all the moves from KOM here at this point. And then Shepard there obviously following the moves as well, 177 beats per minute. And no big deal here, looks like, to hang on and is able to go along with these 5 riders. This is your front group here at this point. It's going to be a chase group here. It looks like a 3. Harris, Taryn Heather, as well as Playel. Hodges and a few others here absolutely demolished off the back here. So it looks like the pace was extremely high over the top of that climb for their 3rd time over the top. Backing with the men's race, though, it looks like we do have a couple of attacks heading into the sprint section here. It's going to be Ollie Jones. We thought he was going to keep it fairly quiet, but no. Ollie now on the attack. A little bit of a 5% gradient as they do go past the Ocean Boulevard on the left-hand side, but not take that left into the flatter courses. Gardner looks to close things down, does so. 2 off the front. They got about 1 second gap. Gardner now backs off 2 watts per kilogram, back into 8 watts per kilogram, looking for that wheel there. Now, it will be Jay Pill here from DBR now, making his way to the front for Denmark now. 172 beats per minute, though, from Jones, looking to keep this gap. And this is an interesting situation. As they head into the Essies, will he be able to keep this kind of a pace, or is he going to suffer for it because of any kind of a counterattacks that do take place? Kirchner now closing it right on down. The pace is incessant as they head on past Scotty the Squirrel now here in this Italian village. bypassing the little bit of a bypass on over to the volcano as they do not head that way on this hilly course. Old school Zwift racing, one of the most raced courses out on Zwift, Hilly Watopia. This is actually the first course that ever existed out on Watopia. Hilly Watopia forward. There was no turning around for the longest time. And this is probably some of the pavement that's been ridden absolutely the most by any riders, any number of riders. This course has recorded hundreds of thousands of miles on it here. And these racers will be, especially the old school racers, will be extremely familiar with this as they do head into their second to last time through the Essies here. Calmed right on down there. And I think they're doing that because the pace may be just a little too high if you were looking to have any kind of energy. They're heading into the Essies. Amantini here out of France now with Cam Roberts jumping right onto that wheel from GPM, it looks like here. And it's going to be Trzynski off the back a little bit by 1 second here. That's not going to be too helpful at 168 beats per minute, 450 watts heading into the climb. A little bit of a drafting power up here. He's going to need every ounce of energy he can possibly get after that chase back into this 6% gradient. As Marshall from SAP goes, that's going to be Johnson. Here comes a feather power up here from other riders moving up on the right. Is that Kirchberg? Roberts here at 5.7. No, it's the Melville now, I believe. No, Santi. It is actually Amantini out of France. Been super aggressive toward the front end of this race most of the time here. Now it's going to be Johnson from HDR making his way to the front. Hulk smashes there as well. But as it heads downhill again, no gaps opened up from what we can see from the helicopter point of view right now. Seaball on the back there, it looks like now just jumping back on. And no more mayhem from what we can tell. Heading into the sprint section here. Here is your front group in the women's situation. Still 5 strong. Samara Shepard, Bree Wilson, Luxford, Williams, Heather, and Playell here, as well as Harris, making a solid chase. They've kept it within 30 seconds for quite a while now. As we do have, looks like a few of the live shots here coming in from Australia. This is the live final for the Sram Ascendant Series that we have in the lower right-hand corner. I'll see if I can get some names about who we do have there hammering away. It does look like quite the party, though, with the solid setup, as you do see their Swift setups behind them there. The images, they are coming in through a cell phone, just so everybody knows. So trying to bring us the best images that they possibly can as they hammer away at the live event for the final of the Sram Ascendant Series here. So looking through, still checking chats as well. If you do want to chat, let me know, as we are keeping track of it all. Hi, Nathan. You're looking like doing a good job on your own side. Thanks a lot, Wendy Mayap. Appreciate the chatter there coming on through. We are missing Pat because he is at the live event tonight. So good to see that they're able to hang out, have a good party there, and cheer on. Some of the best, Zwifting happens, at those Zwift parties, those live finals. A lot of times they turn into a absolutely crazy environment of cheering on your favorite racers and just like seeing the raw effort from the real life riders as they hammer away there looking for the win. It's going to be a big deal here, I think, here for this final sprint as they do head into the final lap. We do see the women here settling on down, it looks like, as they head on toward the sprint section. I don't think we're going to see too many attacks here in any of this moment. So let's head back on over to the men's race as they head into the final lap here. Still a lot of firepower here. And we haven't chatted too much about the men's situation for the series. Let's go ahead and take a quick look as they do head into their final lap. Currently leading things out, it is Samuel Brandlin. Brandlin, though, with 724 points, I think is untouchable at this point. But Ollie Jones, the reason we've been seeing attacks from him is that him and Cam Roberts are second and third in the series. Ollie Jones representing Turbo out there. Does have that verified badge, so be watching out for him. 2017 winner of the Zwift Academy was riding for Team Dimension Data for Quebec out there, U23 team. And we'll see if Jones has got what it takes for the Turbo squad to try and grab a few more points out there, as he is sitting in that second place overall. But it is going to be Cameron Roberts there sitting in third place, tied exactly with Alex West for 624 points. So it's actually a tie for third place currently out there right now. But Ryan Larson for the indoor specialist, he's still hanging strong. We are looking at him. He's out there with Matt Brandt and a few other of the indoor specialists. They'll be chasing down anything they possibly can to set up Larson well, because he's sitting in fifth place overall. DBR with Jesper Eggentoft. Bill, He's been covering moves as well. He's sitting in, it looks like, 6th place over at 508 points. And that is with 5 races, though. So going to be very difficult to close that gap down for Jesper. Matt Gardner there in 7th place with 5 races as well at 501. So he is looking to try and grab a couple of spots out there, most likely following Jesper around there to grab a few points from him to make sure he does not get beat on the day, as he can most likely take down that top, not the top spot, but take over 6th place and raise himself up in the top 10 overall. But first, second, and third, Samuel Brandlin, Ollie Jones, Cameron Roberts, then it's Alex West and Ryan Larson. That's your top 5. They're all, except for Samuel, I don't think I've seen the Innovation Rider at all. I'll have to double check the current live results, but I believe Samuel has not shown up on the day. But Kyle Ward now making his way to the front. It is going to be Jay Pill. That is the rider in 6th place overall currently, coming out of Denmark, making the chase on Alfonso here. Alfonso absolutely going out of Portugal at 9.4 watts per kilogram. This is an insane effort here coming from him, 115 beats or RPM right now. Without a heart monitor, though, not going to be able, I believe, to take down any kind of win on the day, as heart reminders, I believe, are required out here today. Gardner here, as we were saying earlier, sitting in 7th place overall. He needs to grab 7 points to chase down Jesper, who just went off the front now. But as we do head to the second tier here of the climb out on Hilly Watopia, is the final climb on the day. All the chips are going to be laid on the table here, I think, in a second here. Jay Pill here looking to go for DBR. Looks like Feedenby closing things right on down. And where is Feedenby is the question, because I've been seeing his name a lot in the overall for the races, but it looks like he hasn't shown up for enough races to be within the top 20 currently. But Feedenby here, maybe just looking for the win on the day. Indoor specialist now at 4.2 watts per kilogram toward the front. Women are just about to start their final lap out here, but this is the final climb for the men, as we do have a counterattack from Ollie Jones, 2nd overall in the series, looking to solidify his spot there in that series. Gardner now follows it up, looking to close that down and hold on for the indoor specialist out there today, as he's working for Ryan Larson. Where is Larson? That's the question. Roberts, 4 seconds is the gap. Indoor specialist. Now, if Gardner closes the gap, he's just going to sit on, I believe, but it looks like he's given up the ghost at this point, allowing that 2 seconds to go out because he believes that this chase is going to be able to close it down. But we've seen it time and again from Ollie Jones. The boy can TT away like no other for a solid 6 to 7 minutes. And that's about all he's got at this point to the finish line. It's about 5 minutes. I would say maybe not quite 5 minutes. 3 to 4 minutes up to this point. So maybe it's an all-out effort for about 9 minutes at this point, because they're doing, if I take a quick look here, 11:41 is the time. I believe he'll pull a solid 12:30 solo. Maybe even a 12-minute solo if he's able to hold on to 5.5 watts per kilogram, especially with the pace that they pushed over the top here. So really, he's only got 8 minutes of his life at this crazy, absolute suffering effort here. Ollie Jones looking to take down this win here. Will he be able to walk away with it? At a certain point, though, if he does not think it's going to happen, he'll have to back off and look to conserve for the sprint. It looks like that may be what's happening here with only 4 seconds at this point. Back in with the women's racing, though, it is going to be still a group of 5 on the front here. 44 seconds between them and the chase group. It looks like they have been able to solidify this. Oh, but back in with the men's race, we did just see a counterattack very quickly here. We'll be right back with the women's there, because Ali was caught and immediately over the top. It looked like it was Kirchmer. Kirchmer that went along with Alfonso there, as well as Frederick here now going off the front here. 133 beats per minute, though, which is an interesting heart rate to see there. But it is going to be Alfonso here looking to follow that right on up. Now the counter, though, has been shut down. So back in with the women as they do start their climb. Shepard here now, 7.1 watts per kilogram. She went off the front the first lap, we did see. Calmed it right on down into the second and third lap. Are we going to see some fireworks here, though, from Shepard? But she's had a much better go at it on the longer climbs. You know, we saw the 6, 7, 8 minute climbs, Leith Hill situation. We also saw the extremely sharp believe it's about a 3-minute climb or so out on New York to the top of the KOM. That definitely benefited Shepard. Shepard, though, looking to follow wheels a little bit more. Interesting to see, as I'm not sure that she can sprint in and amongst the KOM women out here. Luxford and Jaria, though, falling off. That's going to be in Shepard's favor now at this point. If the Vixen rider is unable to hang on, that is most definitely going to play into her cards, as she is definitely battling out there today in the series with Marlene Jarhid. Samara Shepard certainly sitting in 6th place. The Vixen rider, Marlene Jarhid, in 7th place. They're only separated out by, I believe it's going to be 24 points here. So Vixen's going to be looking to follow every move from Shepard at this point to try and stay within the top 6 to 10. Kirsten McCallum, I believe, is already off the back here of this pack here at 552 and 5th overall. So both Samara and Marlene should be able to overtake her in the overall for the series. I believe McCallum is outside of the top 10 at this point. So solid effort here to make this group here. Now we are seeing, it looks like, feather power up here coming from, it looks like one of the KOM Financial. It's going to be Williams here, I think. No, Wilson. Bree Wilson, your current series leader overall, is making her way to the front with that feather power up, but not going much of anywhere. Maybe he was just using that, looking for the next power up she could get in order to grab maybe an arrow for the sprint situation. This will be the second to last chance to grab any kind of power up out there as they do go underneath the KOM banner here. The next section, maybe for a little bit of gamification luck out there, some random number games we call RNG in your favor type games, is going to be the sprint section. But kicks on through, it's going to be Luxford now closing things on down. 1.3 watts per kilogram, calming down as she does close that gap. Williams now 4.3, making her way to the front. Bree Wilson responding as well. Let's jump back into the men's race as they head on into the sprint section. This is going to be it. We're into the final 3K or so. Frederick here's on the front here, trying to push the pace. Holden playing it very smart so far. 1.6 watts per kilogram coming from him as he settles on down, looking to bring that heart rate down out of the 170s. Been an amazing race so far. What are the watts per kilogram is what I'm wondering, because it has been so incredibly fast out there today. I'm going to go ahead and jump on over. If you head on over to zwippower.com, you can see all the live results over there, as well as the stats for these riders if you sign up on over. This is where we track a lot of the racing out here today. Well, in all the racing out on Zwift, a lot of it is tracked over on zwippower.com. But for hanging on to the front end of this group, a little bit calmer than usual, perhaps, as we are heading into this sprint section here. Maybe because it is just going to be those kicks. Calmer on the FTP for the 20 and the average, but the 15 seconds up into the 15 watts per kilogram. So it's been definitely all about the kicks out there today so far. Hulk Smash, actually, it looks like with and unable to take a result in the race out here today. So that's interesting to see. We'll be out there just looking to take the solid workout, but Hulk Smash is not involved in the actual results I am seeing with the D key out there. Perhaps not registered with Swift Power, or perhaps because of the name, not sure what exactly it is. Look at all the feather power-ups, though. That's not quite a whole lot of luck within their favor, though, because that means everyone who had that feather power-up, that's going to be at least 10 riders there. They do not have an arrow power-up, and that is the strongest in the game coming to the line, unless there is going to be a ghost out there. Alfonso here now kicking on through. It's going to be Beat Johnson from Team HDR covering that move. Ward here now 1.8, calming down, looking for the heart rate to drop. Where is Ollie Jones? He's there. Alex West, last week's winner's in there as well. Cam Roberts, currently the top ranked National Race Series rider there as well. Now Feetnby here. Now he's going. It looks like, will Feetnby, oh, no, calming right on down. I thought Feetnby perhaps was going to go for it, but Jesse calms on down. He's put up 5.1 watts per kilogram for the duration of this race so far here as we head into the final K and a half now. Jesse Feetnby now. Oliver Real for Racing, 186 beats per minute. Matt Brandt looking to lead out. It's going to be working for Larson, I think, out there, but at a certain point, it's every man for himself coming into these kind of sprint finishes. But it's going to be out the front, looking to repeat the situation we saw a couple of weeks ago. I believe it's going to be Roberts. Yes, Cam Roberts looking for the repeat effort breakaway. We saw it out on New York, and he's doing it again. He does not have an arrow power-up, and that is why. 199, 200 beats per minute here coming from Cam Roberts. Will he be able to walk away with this one? He's looking for those top spots. He's looking for a few more points in this series. It's between him and Ollie Jones for second place overall. Cam Roberts Roberts has the gap. Will they close it down? It's 7 seconds. Hulk Smash looking to pull the group across here. 14 watts per kilogram coming from Hulk Smash, and it's going to be sitting on Johnson here now. 11 watts per kilogram, but the gaps are so much, I don't think it's going to happen. Roberts now backing off. 6 watts per kilogram. Smash still trying to come across the goal. The whole group is getting just a gigantic segue from Hulk Smash, and poor Cam Roberts now shut down by Hulk Smash, and Ryan Larson here without an arrow power-up trying to go through. Kirchmer, no, with 15 watts per kilogram. It looks like it's going to be Kirchmer. Where's West? Where's Larson? Larson, indoor specialist. Will he do it at the line? It's Ollie Jones, though. Ollie Jones, 11 watts per kilogram. Jones almost able to kick, but no. A lot of cones. Everybody out there going too fast, it looks like. Zwift with the cones. And who's going to end up taking it because of that? We've got another cone gate, boys and girls. They're going too fast out on Zwift. Interesting to see there. But we'll go ahead and see if we can get look at the women's race, and I'm going to push that replay button here real quick because that was an interesting situation. Haven't seen the cones in quite a while. Last time we saw that was out on, I believe, is the KISS Community League, and that was on the Richmond course with the cones. They all just went way too fast. What is the time, actually, that they pulled there that they would have gotten the cones is what I'm wondering, because that must have been absolute insanity of a time to have another cone gate out there. I believe that was turned off recently for most of these efforts there, but whew, interesting to see out there. A whole nother. It looks like Cone Man will have won this. We're seeing Philip Diner as he's chatting at Alex West there, teammates for ZCC. So back in with the women here. Good to see everybody chatting away over at the Zwift Community Live as well as the Zwift live stream. And appreciate all you guys hanging out. Now we are seeing there's a little bit of a cool down going on at the live event here, as you can see. So it looks like a few of the riders have finished up out on the day. We'll see if we can get any more information on what's happening with the live event there. But here come the attacks perhaps here as they do head into the sprint section. This is going to be the last chance to break away. I'm not sure Shepard wants to go to the line with the likes of Bree Wilson. Bree Wilson taking the win in the first race out there with a sprint effort, and they were out on the Fuego Flats, new course. At least that's where the finish was at. It was out on the flats here. Looking at the current situation for the women's side of things, I just want to take a look real quick and see what kind of a sprint these riders have. Megan Williams out there has made this front group. She's got 11 watts per kilogram, it looks like, for 15 seconds. Shamar Shepard, 8.6. Really, it's all about the FTP. I mean, Shamar Shepard, she can pull a 5.4 watts per kilogram for 20 minutes, and it looks like that's where she's throwing her chips. She knows the likes of Bree Wilson, Megan Williams, 10 watts per kilogram, 13 watts per kilogram from Jarheep from Vixen. So Shepard does not want that to be a situation. She's going to turn the screws at the front here and just make sure nobody can hang on to the wheel. Bree Wilson looking to close it down. KOM Financial with 3-second gap here now at this point. Wilson solo, though, effort here coming from Wilson, the series leader, looking to chase this down, trying to shut down Samara Shepard, but she's not been able to do this. The whole pack has not been able to do this. Samara Shepard, week after week, showing why she is world class when it comes to mountain bike efforts. And this is how you win mountain bike races. You set the pace high, you keep it pinned, and then you just do the sense and the technical threading the needle correctly, and you're able to just walk away out there. And Shepard is showing us 190 beats per minute, 6 watts per kilogram, 3-second gap. Now it's just about holding on as Bree Wilson tries to close that gap down, but it's 194 beats per minute, and she is absolutely putting everything on the line. But Williams here from KOM as well, looking to come across. Will she be able to do so? Could be a 1-2. It could be a 2-3 here for second and third place, rounding out the podium. But Jar here getting a free ride here, the Vixen rider here, and this is going to be trouble. Wilson now gonna perhaps be looking to support her teammate Williams. Wilson, I believe, has this locked up, but perhaps maybe we miscounted something here. Shepard here, 5.4 watts per kilogram, walking away 6 seconds to the gap. Wilson now always the competitor, even after locking up the series here, trying to close things down. 6 seconds, it's still doable, but it's going to have to be a monstrous effort to make this happen here and bring this on back as Shepard has the gap here. 192 beats per minute here at this point. Real quickly for the men's race, it looks like it was Kirschmer that was able to hang on. We'll have to wait and see, though, as they are preliminary results. 2 seconds to get back, it looks like Jones and then Gardner for third. Now with an aero power-up, that's the nail in the coffin, I believe. Does Bree have an aero power-up here at this point? Is there any hope here at this point? I do not believe so, as there's a little bit of extra speed here for Shepard as she makes her way to the line. 10 seconds. It's 500 meters to the line. Smart Shepard is going to take down the win out here for Vision Cycling again. I think that's going to be 3 in a row, if I'm not incorrect, for Shepard. She'll be grabbing a solid 160 points on the day, and that will springboard her, I believe, into second place, depending on where Tara and Heather ends up finishing up on the day. Now we do have Williams here battling it out to the line. Will he catch Bree Wilson? It's going to be Jarheed now. This is an important finish here. If she catches Bree Wilson at the line, that's extremely important. Does she do so? She might have just nipped her at the line, and that may have grabbed her the extra points that she needed for the series. What an effort there, and what a cagey ride there from Jarheed to maybe nip out second place in this final race, Sram Send It Series, race number 6 out here. Let's take a quick look. I'm going to take a quick look at the results, as it looks like we do not have live results currently, just so everybody knows, brought in to the broadcast. I'm just taking a look over at zwiftpower.com for them. But let's take a quick look at the replay, though, for the men's race. As that was, maybe we'll leave the replay for the men's race alone. But let's take a quick look here at the replay for the women's races. They came across the line. What an effort there. Smart Shepard, as we did say earlier, they're able to pull away, and 5.3 watts per kilogram. A little bit of a slow-mo for you guys there as she crosses the line. But then it was an amazing effort here by Jarheed as she came across with that aero power up and on the side. 180 beats per minute. Take a look here. Did she nip it at the... It looks to me like maybe just a tire across the line. Amazing effort there coming from the Vixen rider here. She does cool down. And I'm going to take a quick look over here at SwiftPower.com, see if I can get the results up for everybody. They should be updating pretty quick here for the Sram Send It Series as well. And a lot of times we do get the series standings pretty quickly. It does look like, from what I can see, I'm not sure they've actually been updated just yet. Yes, actually they have. And Cam Roberts beaten out at the line. Ollie Jones grabs a solid result there. Interesting to see. And if this is correct here for the series overall, from that sprint that we just saw, Ollie Jones, 7:28, outdoes Bramlin. He took second place on the day to Kirchmer, and Ollie Jones ends up with a first place overall, and that looks like what he was looking for. That attempt at that breakaway finish there, as well as the breakaway in the last. He tried breaking away on the climb, then he tried breaking away, it looked like, in the sprint section and going toward the Essies, and then just nips that second place, looks like at the line, able to take first place overall in the series. These are preliminary results. Sammy Brandlin then pushed back to second place. Matt Gardner, though, with an amazing result out there today, along with Ryan Larson, is able to push, it looks like, Cam Roberts, who was leading things out fairly well, out of contention for those top podium spots. So Matt Gardner with the third place on the day, and Ryan Larson with the sixth place. And why was that? It was the attack from Cam Roberts that actually put the nail in the coffin for him. I believe this was because he did not have an aero power-up, actually. But, he took some big risks there and ended up not paying off for him on the day because of those risks. So if we do look here at the attack from Cam Roberts, he went, it looks like, with, it was from pretty far out here, as we are seeing, it looks like Cam Roberts was off the front here at this point. We're looking at 23rd place with Jesse Featonby here, but Roberts here goes right at this point. You can see going off the front there, there is a drafting power up, and that's all he had at this point. Kicks it, grabs that gap, but this is actually what put the nail in the coffin for him when it came to the top three situation, because he was caught very quickly by the pack. And then Ollie Jones and the rest of the indoor from Turbo, as well as the indoor specialists, took advantage of the situation, grabbed some top spots in the sprint, but it was able to unseat him from the series overall situation for a podium there. So solid job to Matt Gard and the rest of the IS team. Indoor specialist there, able to put him in the third place on the day there, and then jump him into third place overall in the series, as well as Ryan Larson there as well. Ollie Jones, though, congratulations on the win in the SRAM Summit Series. And then it is going to be, I believe, Bree Wilson most likely was able to hold on to that. Let's just take a double check here as I do refresh the page. And it does look like it is going to be Bree Wilson with 724. Samara Shepard, as we said, 3 wins in a row, ends up jumping up into that second place overall. Taryn Heather from Specialized Women Racing jumps into third place. Marlene Jarhead, after that last second sprint to the line there, able to grab onto fourth place overall. I'm just going to double check the results here for the women's race. It does look like she did nip it at the line in that replay. It looked like it was just a wheel length, and yep, she did nip that right at the line there. That's what was able to, bungee her up into that fourth place, I think, overall. Fifth place overall to Katie Banerjee. So that is the results. You can head over to zippower.com to see those preliminary results. Thanks, everybody, so much for tuning in and hanging out here with us. Really appreciate all you guys following around for the duration of the SRAM Summit Series. Again, Pat was unable to join us tonight. He is over at the, let's look right here next to me, I believe it is going to be. He's over at that live event here down in the lands down under, having a good old time. So shout out to those guys and the efforts they put in out there. Appreciate you guys following along the whole way, though, for the SRAM Summit Series. Some of the best National Race Series riders that have had those invites showing up, racing against the community. It's been amazing races, 6 weeks here. Congratulations to Bree Wilson, Samara Shepard, Terry Hethard, KOM Financial, Vision Cycling, as well as Specialized Women Racing, their top 3 out there for the women's race. And then in the men's race, solid effort there for Ollie Jones from Turbo, Sammy Bradley from Innovation, and Matt Gardner there for Indoor Specialists, and their top 3 on the men's side of things for the SRAM Send It series. If you haven't done so already, guys, we are live on Twitch, YouTube, Mixer, as well as Facebook. Make sure to hit that follow button, as well as share up the stream if you'd like to. Let everybody know where all the Zwift racing and all things Zwift live stream are going down. I believe there may be a group ride still going on with SBS. If it is, you can probably go listen to that with Matthew Keenan and Robin McEwen. And otherwise, congratulations to all the racers. Thanks a lot to all the viewers. And as always, ride on.